Okay, so Todd, and you point out tonight's match and an overtime loss against Belfast in the Challenge Cup.
Yeah, and I mean that was a pretty fast-paced game tonight. I mean, a few of our guys just struggled at the start, and we cut down. And with 5 minutes left, you have a one-goal lead, and we managed to. I was going to say something else, but throw that one away again. And we're not happy about that because we talked about, at the start of the game, we talked about the difference between a good team and a great team. And right now, I firmly believe, we are good. And some nights we come out and we are great. But if you want to win anything and you want to be up there competing at the end of the season for any of the silverware, you have to be great and you have to be consistent. And that's a small handful of games this year that we'll probably regret at some point. Well, maybe not this one so much because I don't know if it has that much bearing, but maybe psychologically. And I think that that's a pretty good hockey team that came out of here that we got a point out of, but we should have 2 points in regulation.
Let's just address this just now. There's a feeling, I guess, amongst the fans before the game that maybe the Flyers weren't as up for it because it didn't seem to mean that much. How true is that?
Oh, it meant a lot. It meant a lot to us. I mean, we prepared all week. I mean, look, pick between the Nottingham Panthers and the Cardiff Devils. I mean, come on, right? But we've gone to Nottingham and we've won once, and we played here with Great Blaze, and we did pretty well against them. It's a team that we match up okay against. Cardiff is a little bit of an unknown, but they're scoring a lot of goals this year, and they're making some waves around the league. Plus, it's a little farther trip for us. So to pair up against Nottingham, and win this hockey game outright was a big deal for us. And I mean, people got to remember, that this Belfast team, they just came back from the continent and did very well. A very talented team, and they come at you. How do you pick their first, second, or third line? They're good, and but the boys stuck with it, and we got scrambly at times, but we also held them to. I'm trying to think of the game sheet now, just as I'm talking to you, but we held them to a low amount of shots, and you just don't do that to this team. So people are watching some good hockey. Sometimes it's difficult to decipher that when teams are playing at such a high pace, but it was a pretty good hockey game tonight.
There was a point in the third period where things maybe seemed to sort of step down a little bit, and it took Bobby Schwant's goal to really fire both teams up again. Yeah,
well, no, I mean that's my own fault. You ride that fine line of overplaying guys and not playing. Maybe some of our guys, maybe they're clearly good enough to be out there, but you make that decision and you have to stick by it. And I could stand on the bench. I'm standing right beside him. I'm talking to him, and a hockey player's never really going to tell me he's tired. So you have to judge that yourself. So cutting down is something that I consistently battle with. Not something that I particularly want to do. That second period, it wasn't really a case of cutting down. It seems like we were either on the power play or the penalty kill for the whole period, and that it doesn't wear guys out. So it's a wee issue for us, but I think that all in all, I think the guys understand. They might not be happy about it, and I wouldn't want a guy happy sitting on the bench, but I can just continue talking to these guys, and if the longer we can play our three lines, the better hockey club we are.
We were trying to work out on the commentary tonight just exactly where this leaves the Flyers, and we reckon Flyers stay in second position after the unequal points with Belfast.
Yeah, I certainly. It's one of those things. I had the email sitting in there, and we were busy, and we prepared all week, and maybe a slight oversight that we didn't have that called up in the thing. But the way we figure it is that. We both have the same amount of regulation wins. We both have the same amount of wins, and we figure the same amount of points. We figure it goes down to the head-to-head record where we beat them at home, and we got a point here. So hopefully that's the case, but we'll see. I mean, pretty confident that that's it, but a little oversight.
Both Kevin Regan and Blair Daly out, so you took the decision this week to bring in a backup netminder. What's your first impressions of seeing him play?
Well, certainly, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Greg Blaze, who came in last week at such short notice and did a good job for us. I mean, he really did. I mean, he got thrown into the deep end. Jack was a guy who came up on our radar the other week, and we ran out of time for it as well. We didn't know exactly the extent of Kevin's injury and how long it was going to take him to get him back, but he's doing well, and it was a decision that we made late, that we didn't want him dressed tonight strictly for longevity, his long-term health and everything. So he'll be back training with us full-time next week, and I expect him in a Flyers net. Jack, I think, did a great job for us tonight. We saw him in practice the last couple days, and I think he did a wonderful job, which kind of led on to the next thing. I had a quick meeting with the boss, and we're going to keep him around, certainly for the week, to support Kevin, make sure that Kevin comes back and plays well, and Jack will be training with us all week, and also give Blair Daly a chance to get back to full fitness rather than us pushing him, and that gives us a chance to have Jack as certainly support and backup to Kevin next week.
It must be a very tricky thing, especially as a netminder, to be dropped into a team and not really know what this defence is like in front of you. How have you got any sense from him and just how difficult that was for him?
Well, of course, and I gave him a chance, to watch a few games, and we talked. We're pretty realistic about players, and certainly goaltenders coming in. We're realistic. We know we scramble at times. We know that there's a possibility of shutting off at times, which is something we're really trying to eliminate. But it's something that's it's gotten less and less of, but it still occurs. I had a couple good conversations with Jack. He's a nice kid. And he was just quite keen and eager to get into the net and prove himself, which I think he gave himself a good account of himself tonight in the net. And the guy just wants to play hockey. He had a good college career, was plagued by a few injuries, and all of a sudden he just found himself on the outside looking in for a team. So hopefully this is a wee opportunity for himself to prove himself to folk, and certainly in the meantime we're going to benefit from him, and you never know, it might be a partnership for the future.
Next weekend, back to the 2-game weekend, and Braehead Clan at Braehead on the Friday night, and a game that certainly the fans are up for, and it could be quite an interesting one.
Well, I'm sure they are, and that Braehead team just keeps winning hockey games, don't they? Especially in that building. I think they beat Cardiff again tonight quite soundly. So, they're a force to be reckoned with. And there's a little bit of an edge every time we play them, but that's hockey. That's good. That's what we want. And but focusing on the main goal is those 2 points. We really don't want to lose touch with any of these teams, and we've got a tough old schedule coming up. If you look at it, it's going to be very difficult in the run up to Christmas. But I said in an interview earlier that we're in every hockey game, barring the 2 blips against, I wouldn't call them blips, but against Sheffield. We're playing good hockey. We just need that little bit of an edge. We just need everybody to buy in to what we're trying to accomplish here, because we do shut off and we make mental errors, and it does cost us some nights. Some nights we get away with it, but other nights it costs us, and we're working hard to rid that from our game.
And just finally, tomorrow is the Jazz Flyers karaoke event, when the guys will be in doing a few songs. The fans will be in, and another great opportunity to dig deep for a great cause. Yeah,
well, I mean, even before we go to this event, I know that the fans' generosity surprises me. Well, it doesn't surprise me, but I'm overwhelmed by it every time I see it. So, has the makings of another good night. Hopefully we make some money for another good cause, or for our good cause, and hopefully everybody enjoys themselves.
Will you be getting up and singing?
I sang at my daughter's birthday party the other night. It wasn't pretty, so I don't think I'm going to put anybody through that punishment.
Todd, thanks very much.
Thank you.